Right, good afternoon. Saturday, 25th February, I'm having a protest in Sheffield. This is against CAZ, charges.
Right, can everybody hear me? Okay, thank you for making the effort to come down to yet another protest against Sheffield City Council. You're doing a fantastic job spreading the word. We're going to set off marching in about 1 o'clock. So if we can all stay together, shout loud, tell the council, tell the people what you feel. Tim's got a route, I'm going to try and take the lead. Don't let anybody aggravate you, we'll be peaceful. Let's try and not spread misinformation, because I'm personally getting classed as a conspiracy theorist now. Do we have anybody else who'd like to have a word or anything? Is there anybody else who'd like to come and say something, concerns? Have we got any stories about people having problems, getting grants, exemptions, etc., etc.? Have we got anybody? No one, no hands up whatsoever? Okay. Well, that's something over there? No. So, I've got a lady down here, she wants to know what's actually happening with the clean air zone. Sheffield Council apparently have been instructed, mandatory by the government, to clean the air. Now, through many freedom of information requests by myself, the mandatory part of cleaning the air is mandatory. The part of charging for this clean air zone is not mandatory. This is a choice by local councils, whether it be Bradford, Bristol, Sheffield, Birmingham. Now, the plan is, in Sheffield, I've got to be careful because I'm not an expert at Sheffield, I'm the expert at Bradford. We have a ring road. Anything coming in that ring road is going to be chargeable. And as far as I know, the vans are £10, and that's anything under a Euro 6. Now, in my profession, a Euro 6 is no cleaner than a Euro 5. And if you will go to your vehicle dealers or the manufacturers, they'll be able to give you that information. So you're going to be paid to come in. Buses are going to be paid to come in. Lorries are going to be paid to come in. You're going to be forced to buy new vehicles. Unfortunately, these new vehicles have skyrocketed in price due to Euro 6 being compliant. So, a grant what you may get is no longer a grant because the vehicle has just swallowed your grant. So that's as much as I can tell you about Sheffield, but the consultations are Mickey Mouse and also impossible to find. So these people have not had a say. Okay, so hang about, have a chat, get to know people, and we'll be going about 1 o'clock. Anybody else want a word? Tim, do you want to say out? You're pretty good, you know more than me about Sheffield.
Can everybody hear me okay this time? Can you all hear me this time? Brilliant. So, does everybody realise Kate Jones is still CEO of Sheffield City Council? You know what she was? She was Taskmaster General at 10 Downing Street for all the lockdown. She was the lady who broke the lockdown rules herself. But Matt Hancock's actually been on since and actually said that there was no actual laws, there were just guidelines. So he never broke the law, Matt Hancock. So that's the main thing. But what we're going to do today is, the route's going to be down Pargate, like last time. So we'll go down Pargate, cut back round, then we'll come back down to Pinston Street, then we'll go down the Moor, we're then going down Eyre Street, we're going to go through St Mary's Roundabout. We can actually get in St Mary's Roundabout and actually protest in there. We're then going to walk down St Mary's Road on the Inner Ring Road. We'll then come up Shoreham Street. There's going to be loads of Sheffield United supporters out today as well, so we're going to get the message out to them. And then we'll come back to the BBC, we can do a photo shoot at BBC, and then we'll come to Midland Station and do a bit more of a protest there. But I think the main thing today is the message, let's keep it peaceful. And let's hope there's no agitators, not on about in this crowd, but on the outskirts. We'll just keep out of it with the agitators. The main thing is get the message out, get people to contact the local councillors, get them to contact their MPs, get them to contact Sheffield City Council, and let's use the resources we've got the best we can. And let's just have a great afternoon.
Can everybody hear me? Yeah, a bit louder. Yeah. It's just a question, really. So I'm a nurse, and I was faced with no jab, no job. So to me, the vaccine's been proved to be one big scam. I don't know what everybody else feels about it. Yeah. So does this feel like a big scam? Yeah. I think it's a big scam. So if they really wanted to do something about the environment, would they have cut the bus services in Sheffield and the train services? So people are reliant on their cars to get to work and to get their kids to school because there's no alternative. But are they providing an alternative? No. And I'm old enough to remember Sheffield when the buses were virtually free. I don't know if anybody else here is old enough to remember that. And it meant that people didn't bother using their car because they could travel around the city for virtually nothing. So if they wanted to do something about this, then that's what they would do. But to my mind, the whole thing is one big scam, including the idea that there's a climate crisis. I don't know what anybody else feels about that, but to my mind, that's a scam as well. So CO2 is about 0.03% of the atmosphere. The climate's changing all the time because of solar activity. It's not man-made activity. There's a tiny proportion of it. So we're being made to do these draconian things for what is just a lie. And I think people need to know that, because decent people think, oh, I should drive an electric car. I should accept this clean air zone because I'm helping the environment by doing that. But it's all a big scam. It's all a big money-making racket. But that's my opinion, and you can read up for it yourself. The other thing that really, really worries me about all of this is it's about controlling people. And that's what the lockdown felt like as well. So it was about locking people down in their homes for no good reason. There was absolutely no good reason to lock healthy people in their homes for months on end. Okay? It did real harm, mental harm to lots of people. And this is going to do the same thing. It's going to control people. There'll be cameras everywhere to monitor when your car goes from one zone to another zone. Does that feel like control? It does to me. It does to me. So every way you look at this, it's a big money-making exercise for the council, for all the councils. They're going to make a ton of money out of it. And it's about controlling our lives even more than we are already. So either way you look at it, I think it's got to be stopped. We managed to stop the vaccine mandate, so I was faced with no jab, no job. And we stopped that, thank goodness. So now nurses don't have to have a jab if they don't want it. And most of us don't, because we know it doesn't work. So this is the same. We need to stop it now. Thanks.
Hello. I've never done anything like this before in my life. I'm absolutely livid about this Sheffield City Council and what they're doing to us self-employed people. All we do is come to the city centre to service the city centre in our vans because we can't carry stuff. You know what I mean? I've been on this 2 years. I sent them I filled in the form 2 years ago about my concerns about CAZ. I got a standard email back. I've never had a personal email back about it. I offered personally to come in and put my concerns to the to the council. Not one person came back to me. I was never offered the chance to come to the city centre, to the town hall, and talk to them about it. I'm absolutely livid about it. Keep things on track, don't make it political. It's all about the CAZ, because it is an absolute travesty. And what they've done to this city centre, where are the people? The only people that are here in the city centre are the ones who are having a drink, and us, and maybe a few other people doing demos. The shops have gone, John Lewis has gone, Marks will go. Poor old Atkinson's down there. Goodness gracious, how the hell they're keeping going, I just do not know. Oh. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. I didn't think I'd say anything, but I have. Honestly, don't make it political. Just keep your vision on that CAZ is just an awful further problem that the council are passing on to the poor people of Sheffield. You know, I've lived here 60 years. I'm off. I tell you, in the next few years, I'm out of here because I fucking hate this place. It's a secret, mate. It's a secret. House prices are a bit bad enough as it is up there. But anyway, thanks very much.
I don't think I do that. It's hard, isn't it?
Right, where's the lad door?
You can see out one there. It's raining.
What they're I need some more.
Okay, well we've come today as grandmas because we're thinking about our children's future and our grandchildren's future. This is absolutely wrong. This is the way that they're going to stop private businesses. People that run their own businesses are going to be out of business. How can you afford to pay an extra £50 a week? What does that equate to? 250 quid a month? It's not on. It's absolutely not on. And as a nana, I'm saying no. So is my friend Sharon.
Hello, we've just got football supporters. Yeah. Yeah, just to reiterate what my friend's just said here. As a grandmother, I'm very worried about not only my own children and my adult children's future, but also my grandchildren. And I suppose anybody here who is a grandparent will have the same concerns, anybody who's a parent. And there's no room for complacency and apathy at this present time. Thank you.
And just to these young men that are shouting, we're actually thinking about your future too. So shout as much as you like, but you won't be going to any football matches if they get the way of the council.
True. Right, I need... It's not ideal weather today. That's how many people currently, not massive, unfortunately. It's important issue, people are not aware.
1, 2, 1.
Good afternoon. Is that? Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'd like to thank you all for coming today. Bit of rain, it'll soon go. But we're here for one reason and one reason alone, and that's to say no. We will not pay. No to CAZ tax. Keep chanting that and don't stop. Let everybody know why we're here today. Thank you.
Hey up, I'm 28 years young, I'm a new father, and I didn't think I'd do this either. But I've got to say, you know, I started my own little small business 2 years ago, just doing man in a van stuff, you know, picking electric scooters up and fixing them. I had a little warehouse in the centre of Sheffield that, you know, self-storage. And about 2 weeks ago I had to sell my van because I can't afford to come in to self-storage. I've had to give that up and all, and sort of readdress. I'm actually a bit stuck because, as I said, 2 years ago, I started this and I thought, I've got a son on way and I don't want to work for anyone else anymore. And I was so amped up and it was going so well, and now I feel like I've digressed from it. And it's really bloody pissed me off. And I just don't know where to go from here. I've had to just get a normal car now. I can't come into the city centre. Just like many people here, they probably can't afford an electric van. Or these Euro 6, 10, 15,000 pound vans. It should, you know, I'm 28 years old, I'm just trying to make a thing for my son, but yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. It's just, I'm going to keep going. I've had to move to Prince of Wales Road now when I'm out at the city, but yeah, it's just, it's not a good state of affairs, is it? And this is why we're here today, to say something about it. And I don't know how much difference it's going to make, but it's going to make more difference than not of coming out today. Well, here we are. Thank you.
Hello everybody. Like most of the people talking this afternoon, I too wasn't planning to say anything. But it's pretty hard to keep quiet when you can see the home that you live in transforming, but not for our benefit, not for the benefit of the people that live here, and not for the benefit of the people that want to visit this once great city. My wife and I moved to the Neepsend, Kelham area about 10 years ago, and like many of the kind of outer city communities, they've all been transforming, they've all been trying to accommodate more and more and more people. And for the purposes of cleaning the place up, the council decided to close down and block 3 or 4 roads that came into and out of this area. They've now imposed this CAZ scam, which these roadblocks now force us all to enter the CAZ zone. We don't have an alternative way in or out without coming in to the CAZ zone. Now that area is not part of the zone. So we never even had to even enter this zone, but now we do. So for me to just go to work, just to leave home, is going to cost me £300 a month. And that's just to leave the area that is not in the CAZ zone. And I previously didn't even need to enter the ring road, but now I'm being forced to, as is everybody else in that area. We're seeing the businesses in that area close. We're seeing businesses crying out for help and support because they're not getting the footfall. We're seeing them folding because they could project not too far in the future that they're no longer going to have a business. and they have to make the decision now. They can't wait to see if there's any benefit to what we're doing here, because the transformation's happening so quickly. And to be honest, that's all I've got to say about it. I mean, we know that this is part of a much bigger agenda. And like the gentleman said earlier on, it's important that we do keep it about the CAZ today. It's important that we get that message out there to all these people that are walking past that aren't quite sure what it's about, other than, you know, helping the environment. What's so bad about that? Well, we all know, because we've probably done 10 minutes of research. We can sense that, and we can see that it's not actually for our benefit. It's for the benefit of the people that aren't actually here and probably don't even live around here. So thank you very much for everybody. The footballers that were all, the football supporters that were all going past singing, it's very much like was written in 1984 and Brave New World. It's all bread and circuses. And you should all give yourselves a round of applause, because you've seen through that and you're here to stop this agenda continuing to not only the city's demise but our own. So make sure that you shout loud in the march that we're just about to do in about 10 minutes, I believe. 8 minutes. I'm not going to stand here for 8 minutes. I'm going to leave it at that. But thank you very much. It's great to see all these faces and all these people here that's here for the right reasons.
Good afternoon. I don't usually speak on those events. I usually live stream those events. I've been live streaming protests since 2020, since beginning of lockdown. Where are we heading with that? It's not just clean air zone charges. Certain policies that are being implemented, they seem to be unrelated. Low traffic neighborhoods, congestion charges, a cashless society, where it's all coming together. In March we've got a conference in London. Towns that signed up to C40 scheme with Sadiq Khan in charge. What is being discussed in London now is not just expansion of chargeable zones like ULEZ. What they are discussing possibility of charging everybody for any travel. So regardless whether you will be traveling by foot as a passenger or you will be using push bike, you will not just have to pay for your travel. Even if you will be passenger, let's say 5 people in the car, there will be 5 separate charges. You will also be asked to to understand the so-called ecological toll of your journey. This is truly dystopian future. This is what is being discussed now. And people who think that this will not affect us, if CBDC or cashless society will be introduced, that kind of system can basically fine any person on spot. Or like we've seen in Canada, where government just switched off bank accounts to people who oppose them. This is truly dystopian. I'm coming from Poland. Our country was under communistic regime since 1945 till 1993. We were transitioning to democracy. Democracy is not ideal, but it's worth fighting for. Part of the democracy is protesting. This is just the beginning. We need to get our act together. We need to have our own representation, because just protesting alone will not provide alternative. If we're not in government, then automatically we are allowing them, we're consenting to be governed. So we need to push back. We only need 3.5% of the society actively pushing back to change the balance in a society. 3.5% of 68 million people is 2.4 million. We've seen 1 million people protesting in June 21 on the street of London. I'm sure we've got this number, but it's down to each one of us to speak up. Nobody wants to stick their head above the parapet, so I would like to thank you for all that you're doing, because it's uncomfortable for all of us. I'm not comfortable to speak I'm not comfortable to do what I'm doing, but it needs doing. I'm thinking about future for my child. My generation of parents and grandparents, they were fighting for my freedom. I was living in a free society because they say no to oppressive regime. One thing that we need to understand, what those people are afraid of is the community. That's why they started from 2020, they say that we need to socially distance. What does socially distance mean? So isolation, this is type of psychological torture. We are social, we are human, that's what makes us human. We are creating society, that's in our nature. They wanted to break down the spirit, human spirit. What happened in Poland and all Eastern European countries when the communist regime was overthrown, people congregated in places of worship. Notice what happened in 2020. The very first places that were attacked were places of worship. They were turned into vaccination center. How come is that? Does this ring the bell? They are drawing lessons from the past, and we must not forget what they've tried to do. How the system collapsed. So 48 years, I just mentioned. We had a so-called round table where we agreed policy of so-called thick line. So we agreed that we will not be trying to penalize people who participated in communistic regime, and that we need to come together and live together. That was in 1989, and by 1993 we still have a presence of Russian military in Poland. So that's why I said, so it took 48 years to overthrow the regime. So what is happening now didn't happen overnight, didn't happen in 2020. All those things were slowly creeping in, and we allowed government to take over without being taken to account. So we need to really step in. So 3 areas: media, mass media, communication, economy, our businesses. So that's what we're doing now. We're saying no to those ridiculous charges. This will affect economy, this will affect livelihoods. And if that kind of system of monitoring and surveillance will be put in permanently in our life, how long does this will take to charge normal cars like we see in London, regardless of type of vehicle, or even if you've got no vehicle, they're already planning to use surveillance system to charge you for any type of movement and to restrict your movement. This is completely out of order. Those people, they lost their minds. If they think they're better class, we've seen this in history. History tends to repeat itself. We need to push back. 3.5%, that's 2.4 million. We need to be active, we need to push back. Three zones: politics, mass media, and economy. And we can restore the balance. But freedom is always fought for. It's not granted. And maybe that's something that we become complacent with, because we didn't look at what government is doing. So that's why we found ourselves in this pickle. Not everything, what they're doing is just a proposition. But democracy is the rule of majority, and we are the majority. We need to step in and restore balance with this. And like I said, it will be a long process. In Poland it took 48 years. And when this actually happened was when the government, when the regime felt that they are too powerful. They started killing priests, they started killing members of opposition. They thought that there is no punishment for them, and they can do everything. So they corrupted themselves. And I think this is the same period in this country. So we need to stand together. What they're doing, they want to break the social relation. That's why we need to stand up as a community. That's what they want to do. They want to break us, they want to isolate us, but that's what they're afraid. We are strong and we are the majority. So I'm leaving you with that. Thank you.
Hi everyone, welcome. Really good to see a big crowd out here in the rain, not put off. You know, we're all here for a really, really good cause. You know, for those that know and those that don't know, you know, this is big, this is serious. What we need is unity right now. And what we also need to remember is that we are citizens of Sheffield, the Steel City. We need backbones. That's what we need. We need to remember that even if we don't get the council to change, mass non-compliance is needed. We don't pay. We don't pay. We carry on our business. Use your masking tape. Use your electrical tape. Get your whatever's covered up. I'm telling you, we need to move together. We need to stick together. And the last thing we want to be doing is avoiding the places we shouldn't be going. They cannot imprison us all. You know, Birmingham are doing it. There's 30,000. There's been 30,000 things issued and nobody's paid. I mean, I only saw it last week. I mean, I might be a bit out of date now, but I saw it last week and I was like, go on, Brum. We are Sheffield. We are the Steel City. Squash them. Oh, I like it. Squashed. Just like a load of me and my friends got fines and issues, you know, like when we were meant to be locked down and some of us didn't want to be locked down and we carried on as business. You know, people got fines, people opened the businesses and they've all been squashed. Don't live in fear. Do not live in fear. Mass high vibrations is what's needed. Do you know Sheffield? It's been the cleanest, greenest city for as long as I can remember. It makes me laugh. 1959, before I was even born. There we go. So, apparently there's about 3 to 4 people per tree. Why do we need a clean air tax? What? We don't need a clean air tax and we don't need it on ring roads. Why isn't it outside schools with all cars revving? It's a money-making scam from our, you know, basically corrupted council. Supposed Labour, which I'm sure many have voted Labour here over years. We're all like pit towns, pit villages. Supposed Labour Lib Dem coalition that are screwing everyone over. I'm sorry to use that word, but let's be honest. So just going to leave it there. We're going to march on. But I just want to remind everybody, we stick together. We stand together. If we can't backtrack it, we just carry on about our business. Don't be afraid. Please don't live in fear. High vibrations, everyone.
Radical. Did you stop this? Sorry? Did you stop the CAZ? No. I've been live streaming protests against lockdowns since 2020, and obviously this is just continuation of what's happening. So. Okay. Alright. Move it. Down Abbeydale Road and Ecclesall Road, and we're going to put in red lines so that cars can't park.
Hello guys. I've just had an idea. What would it look like if all of us, instead of paying the £10, we paid into a pot of money? Someone's going to have to organise that. And that paid the first 100 people that were taken to court. What would that look like if we all just said, no, I'm not going to pay it. Here, and put your money to one side, because they will come after you, especially the first 100. What would that look like? Just a thought. Yeah, I see some nods. Yeah, should we do it?
Yes.
Brill. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll. Yeah.
I'm not Mr. Bannerman.
Oh,
Yeah.
not you a banner.
No.
Bannerman, I've got a mixture.
Well said.
No history, you're Polish. My mate's Polish, he knows all his history.
Literally, I remember this protest when they nearly killed a man. 2020, just going to Sheffield, the police battered one man, he ended up having CPR. Really nice.
The police here today, they were last time, weren't
Can I ask you why you're here?
Why are we here?
Why you're here? What's your name? Why you're here?
My name's Janet. I'm here to make some services and we don't want this habitat as a scam, total scam. So we all stand up now together, all the Sheffield people. I've only lived in Sheffield for 1,000 years. I don't come into this very often. I want to support, I drive myself, I've got a car, but I want to support the businesses, the lorry drivers, the taxis, everybody who's paying the tax. It needs to be abolished. It needs to be abolished.
How did you find out?
I found out rain or shine.
Majority of people don't seem to even realize.
There's a lot of things not read in the south. It's on the school district. It's not good. These people
They're doing even worse. In London now, even if you go by foot, they want you to pay. Would you mind speaking while you're here?
Where do they walk? Which direction? We get a drink and come back. Where are they going?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Find them somewhere.
You know this what you're recording?
Yes.
Where's it going to be put on?
No to the CAZ. Nice one.
Stop traffic. So you've got to stop eating tomorrow. What have you stopped eating? It takes up 15 minutes. Yeah. Yeah.
It's about that.
It's a protest against chargeable clean air zones. This will affect businesses. Effectively, all cars will be charged. Same like London, they are already discussing charges for any travel. Even if you walk by foot. I'm not making this up. Research C40 towns.
Can I get on with leave?
What they're proposing is basically truly dystopian future. If people want yes.
I support this, whatever it is. I'm not ready. I support it. We all support
And you should find out what it is because this will affect your life.
The Blades support it. Up the Blades.
Good.
Can I say one more thing? We're all boys, aren't we?
You're a boys. You're on a vendor. Barry Barnard's a sex offender.
And even getting to
You're on live.
Hello.
I actually want to participate.
Do you want to participate?
Yeah.
Are you aware about?
Okay.
Are you aware what this protest is about?
Yes, it is about the cleaner zone. They want to rob people. They're already charging council tax, but this is totally going to destroy the small businesses. And it's unfair, and we should protest against that. Yes, I'm not in favor of that.
Do you live in Sheffield? Was council ever consulting this?
No, council didn't consult about that. They just make this decision and they're enforcing this on people, and this is highly unfair. And we should do something against that. We should speak, we should raise our voice peacefully, but I'm here to support and participate here.
Great, thank you very much.
You.
Liverpool.
No, to CAZ.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's bread and circuses though, isn't it? Yeah.
How did we came to this?
How did we come to this?
Yes.
Well, I think some of us know. How did we come to this?
Yes. From 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
Oh
to...
yeah, 2 weeks to flatten the curve. But we saw this coming back in, early 2020, didn't we? This is the master plan, isn't it? It's the bigger agenda.
So now you can't even save the granny because you can't visit granny.
Can't visit Granny now. I couldn't visit Granny then, but now it's going to cost you a fortune to visit Granny.
If Granny unfortunately didn't froze by now with all this
Exactly,
extortionate prices of energy.
Extortionate prices of energy, food, now petrol, diesel, all the small businesses, they're going to be going
Can you
out
help me
of...
with this?
Sorry.
That's
what I'm
okay.
doing, I feel a bit put on. Everything's getting destroyed as, their bigger plan is to destroy everything, isn't it? And it's a shame that, I had no expectations on a turnout today. We've got some, and that's good. And some are waking up to the bigger agenda. There's a lot that have come though just because of the CAZ tax, which is understandable. But for me, it's about the bigger agenda.
The key will be non-compliance.
Yeah, mass non-compliance. Anybody, anybody that goes along with it is complicit in it. We need to be strong. We are the Sheffield Steel City. We need backbones. We need to be non-compliant in any form, no payment. Those letters that come, don't even open them. That's my view on it. Disguise your number plates if you feel the need to, but they can't police everybody.
No. That's why it's all mind game.
Yeah, and apparently they're just putting on the website pay online. They're not saying you must or you must comply. It's just a simple pay online. There's going to be loads that are confused by that. There's going to be loads that,
But this is a system of extortion. You can just drive past through camera without even realizing.
Oh yeah. Well, how can Sheffield Council afford to police this? How can they afford to put all these cameras up that's going to cost to uphold this and police this when they can't afford,
fixing the road, for instance.
Fixing the road. How many potholes?
Or
they can't put
providing
grit in a grit
hospital
bin.
beds.
Hospital beds. But grit bins. We've had some big freezers. Sheffield's a very hilly city. We've had some massive freezers this winter. If you ask me, they're organised, but that's something else. And there's been no grit in any of the grit bins. I saw 5 women go down on a corner on the way, taking my son somewhere. 5 women on the same corner, all, really seriously injured because the council aren't gritting, and it's very hilly. How can they afford to do all this? How can they afford all these big colourful plant pots? Blocking it all off, but they can't afford to empty the bins
This is
properly.
also restricting
Off the street.
emergency vehicles can get through as well. So this is manslaughter as well.
Well, yeah, this is it. I saw a video only the other day online about an ambulance that had gone down the road and couldn't get down it because obviously the planters, but also the GPS systems haven't been upgraded, have they? So they're going to be following the GPS or following the nose to try and get somewhere, and obviously they're not going to be able to get there because everything's blocked off. So how many more people will die? Because there's plenty dying already, isn't there? Because the ambulance is taking 2 hours to get there instead of 28 minutes or something, It's sick. It's sick what our government and councils are doing to us.
It's not a problem to
implement some policies, but when they are consulted and thought through, when we got infrastructure,
When we've got
infrastructure, for instance. But then this is all about money-making exercise.
It is a money-making exercise, and the sooner people realise that, the better. Because if we don't play their game will fail. You know.
I was listening to, I'm not sure what's that councillor name, woman. She said, it is what it is. This sounds like 13-year-old child excusing themselves. Not like politician elected and paid for from public money to do the job.
Yeah, well,
that doesn't sound competent to me.
They're not competent. None of them are competent, are they? I mean, I've emailed, I've written, I have been on some of the councillors' social media posts. None of them reply. None of them ever give an answer. You know, you can only do so much, can't you?
That was asked on group because they're implementing this in many cities. Another group, when did they purchase cameras? Because it seems like they were purchasing cameras before even consulting or pretending that they're consulting.
So they knew it was coming. This is it. We've known for years that this is part of the bigger agenda. You know, I remember getting laughed at as a quote marks conspiracy theorist in 2020, saying we'll be heading to 15-minute cities, digital ID, digital currency, cash is king, keep using cash, you know. And most of my old friends and family laughed at me as if I was some nut job. And look at us, where are we today? You know, it's happening. I'm not like laughing at them. I understand they are very good at their job. They brainwash people with the media like you.
When you and me will say that, we will be conspiracy theorists, but if that will be printed in Telegraph, then that will be just a fact to accept.
Exactly.
That you will be tracked and traced, monitored.
I spoke last time, and because I spoke about other things other than the CAZ tax as well, I did get a little bit of a backlash from one or two, but I got loads of support. But I got interviewed by a Look North BBC guy, and I knew he wouldn't put me on the news because I was basically talking about the bigger agenda and what's really poisoning us. And, you know, if they want to worry about air, they'd stop poisoning our food, water and sky, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But I also basically told him that he's complicit. I said, all you media men that don't report the truth, that are going along with this, you're all complicit, and your bosses are the worst. They cover up other things as well, you know. So I knew I wouldn't get, you know, like played. But I will always speak my truth, and it's the bigger agenda. I'm glad there's a lot here, even if they're just here for the CAZ tax, because they might start seeing the rest of it too.
Last week there was protest in Oxford, about 10,000 people turned in.
There was.
And I was approached by normies who believed in the pandemic narrative, and that person was asking me questions. What is going on? Who are those people? How do we join them? How do we find out? So, you know, normal person who believe 100% in the narrative.
Pointed them into the right direction.
Yes, now is questioning things, and that is Oxford when they really walk.
Yes. But as well, there will be a lot more questioning now, you know, 3 years down the line, because of all this, and because they might have seen one of the friends, somebody like me, posting on social media 2-3 years ago about this stuff happening, and now it's happening. You know, and people will start seeing it's about restriction of movement. You know, it's about control. It's not about, well, it's about money. It's not about clean air.
Yeah, literally now what they're discussing in London, they want to introduce this, any travel will be chargeable. Regardless whether you're a passenger or you walk by foot, you ride by horse, back, you will be charged. That's what they want. So it's absolutely dystopian vision.
It's dystopian, yeah. It's, I mean, I can't even get my head around that. The vehicles is hard enough, but You know, if you take yourself to town.
No, but this is what they're discussing. 15 minutes. Cities, ACA open prison zones.
This is it. It feels, you know, it's definitely, it's like off the films, isn't it? District 10, District 12, you know. I mean, nobody's restricting my movement. I will, I will move freely.
Look at that child with the leaflet. That's cute.
Yeah, my boy handed loads out last time because of his cute little face. I'm glad that people are seeing them. And people are taking leaflets, you know, people are interested. And it might make them look further into it.
That's all mind game. They got no physical force to police this, so they can only... They are relying on people collaborating.
Yeah. It's words on the screen again, isn't it? Just
yes.
like the, you must wear a mask. You must stay in your home. You must.
And then when we got Mr. Hancock, oh no, that was just a guidance.
Yeah.
When they were parting left and right.
Yeah, it's just a guidance when it suits him.
Yes.
What he was trying to make. And we are easily swayed with things, aren't we? Words on a screen. People on the media, on the news. I mean, I stopped watching the news nearly 3 years ago. I won't watch it because I know the propaganda and the way that they mind trick and manipulate using special words or visions. I mean, remember everybody dropping dead on the street in China? Never happened. Yeah.
And I think, like, look at the reaction. People are confused with what's going on, why people are protesting. There's no lockdowns, so they can't see it, what's coming.
Yeah, there's a lot. Well,
it always baffles me. How many empty buildings in every town, and we still got homeless on the street. It costs, I think, less than putting those cameras to
they
do
could
few
open
buildings,
some buildings up and stop
give
people
them places to
sleeping
sit.
on the
Yes.
street. Yeah. And to say Sheffield is quite a big city, they're homeless, they're looking after the homeless is absolutely shocking.
We join the march of Christ, join the march of Jesus, and proclaim his name. Let your banners turn from tax evasion, but turn to the gospel. Let your banners say, Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, and join the march of Christ. That's the march of
I'm sure that Jesus would not support robbery.
I'm sure.
That is the march of peace. That is the march of joy. That is the march of freedom. There is only freedom in one name.
Sorry, I will just get back. Yeah. Okay. Guys, if you can share, please. Only 12 people on the stream.
Yeah.
It is important issue. This is being rolled out in every city. It will affect all of us. youngest protester.
Sheffield Council's chargeable clean air zone.
It's a climate lockdown. That's what it is. You might call it.
I thought you were Sheffield boys.
I'm not giving up on my jam, mate. I haven't had it. No, CAZ times. Yes.
I got it in the video.
Not very well thought through for time.
Well, then we come out with the next port in 1481.
Hey? You can't fix it. You're not just a set of rules, aren't they? Not just a set of rules.
We don't know. We don't know who this is. It's about the elite group of people.
I said to Holly, what's she got there? Oh yeah. That's what I learned. Yeah, to get on board. Yeah, exactly. Love it there.
Asleep at the wheel. Oh well, let's go kids. Next sort of phenomenon.
Can we speak on live stream? You can help me with that. What's your name? Why are you here today?
Hello, my name's Duncan Strafford. I'm here today to oppose the CAZ tax. I believe it's an unnecessary tax on the working man or woman. It comes in a cost of living crisis, and the justification for it is a load of bollocks. The justification for it is taken from a 2013 article written by Dr. Jeremy Wright, and the 500 Pearson's death was taken from that document and publicised in 2023. The truth is that in 2019, pre-pandemic, a lot more people, over nearly 900 people died due to poverty. Poverty is a much bigger killer in this city than anything else. It is the most divided city outside of London. If you can't see that, then you need your eyes washing. You need your eyes taken out. You need to have your ear to the floor. There are people dying through poverty, and this is only going to plunge more and more people into that poverty.
This is excellent point, because people don't understand the bigger picture. We're like extortionate prices of energy. They're affecting
prices of energy going up. The cost of living is going up. You can't now go to the supermarket and order fruit because that is starting to be rationed.
Who would want clean air? What a ridiculous idea.
And that's what we're up against. People like that.
And all those policies will affect businesses, will affect workplaces.
All those policies are going to have a massive impact on the people that work for them. In Sheffield, let's not forget, Sheffield is built on sole traders. It has a long history, going back to the little mesters, the individuals that stood nose to the grindstone, because that's where it comes from, nose to the grindstone, melting that metal to create what is in fact a beautiful city. And what Sheffield City Council are wanting to do is to put a ring of steel around this city, a ring of steel which they charge you to come into. It might not affect you today, it might not affect you tomorrow, but it will affect you, and by then it'll be too late.
Already in London, so-called C40 cities, they're discussing charges on any type of journey, even walking.
I couldn't comment about that, and I don't want to comment about that. I want to stay within my sphere of knowledge, or at least of what I see.
But definitely it's creeping in.
It's creeping. It's mission creep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nobody's going to invade him, are they? Well, I think the enemy's within. They're not going to get invaded, are they? They're not going to get invaded, but they're shooting each other. All these people were checking out and all that.
Hi, I'm live streaming this on YouTube. Would you like to say why you're here?
My best pal died when he was 23 years old, and we had his wake at Checkers in Port Aston. And we were there, his mother was there, and he died in a car crash.
Can we speak on live stream? Can we speak on live stream? Can we speak on my live stream? Can you help me with this? What's your name? Why are you here? What's going on today?
I'm Bill for our company, a small business in Sheffield. Brian Fox and Sons Roofing. To support these guys throughout the course to try and prove a point that we don't agree with the clear air zones and what they're trying to do to the city. Yeah, it's going to affect our business and many other businesses because we cannot afford to buy brand new vehicles, which the council obviously wants us to. So we cannot go in the areas that are now cordoned off. So we're now going to gridlock the city by having to drive around these zones to get to do our business and earn money to pay our taxes.
Will additional tax change anything to air quality?
Still around.
I can't say.
That's it. You just stand on the road and they move over.
What they actually want is to pay to go into these zones, but it doesn't mean it's going to clear the air pollution. Just by paying a charge, put a daily charge to go into these zonal areas, it's not going to affect the air pollution. Unless we all buy vehicles, brand new vehicles, which we can't afford. I think this is where we're finishing at Radio Sheffield. We're outside Radio Sheffield at the moment.
Is that Radio Sheffield?
Yeah, there we go. That's. I think this is the final point. So.
Fantastic.
So, do you want your microphone back?
I'm independent. I don't work for them.
Do you want this back or?
Yes, thank you.
Is that all right?
Yes. So thank you for coming.
No problem. Right.
Thank you. So guys, we are now in front of Sheffield Radio. Very likely there will be nothing mentioned by them.
No
road. Either be in the road or don't. Well said, mate, earlier. Well done.
Would you mind speaking with me on live?
I'm not really good at it.
If you're shy, I can point camera here. What's your name? Why are you here?
Steve Newton. I'm here, mate, basically for my grandkids. Because if we don't stop this today, it's just going to carry on in it. This is first step. There are a lot of those measures. Everything you said earlier, I agree with.
That's one thing. Me being from different country and having this history. It wasn't my history. That was my parents and grandparents' history.
Yeah.
And if they wouldn't stood up, I wouldn't be living in a free country. And I think British people are complacent in thinking that government is working for them.
Yeah.
They're too trustful. While in Eastern Europe, it's common that people don't trust the government.
Yeah.
And they're like trying to keep the government in check. After what we experienced in the history.
Yeah. So we've got to stop it now, haven't we, before it takes hold here? Because there's a lot of measures that I can see coming after this. This has just started it.
If infrastructure to surveillance is installed, then you can do any sorts of things.
Yeah. I think it started with COVID. That were a test to see how we all carry on, see who conforms and who doesn't, and here we are with this.
How did you find out about the whole thing?
It was basically on Facebook online. But I'm a joiner, I've got a van. So
this affects your business directly?
It's a diesel, but it's an older van, I can't afford a new one. So I have to use it to carry my tools and materials.
Most sole traders, they are really scraping by to get their vehicle on route, and for them it's a killer.
But it's what I don't understand, they're selling it on clean air, but they're going to charge me 10 quid, but then I can drive my van into the city centre. So it's not exactly cleaning anything, is it?
No.
So they can sell it as clean air, but it's not that, is it? It's not that.
Well, I said this is obviously now in the so-called consultation stages, but they're planning to charge any type of travel, even by foot in London.
Yeah, I've seen. We went to Shepherd's Bush a bit since me and my partner. You've got two charges, haven't you? The ULEZ charge and the congestion charge if you want to go any further.
That's for cars, but they want to basically limit people to 15-minute zones. And like say that you got this carbon footprint. And all this like restriction to travel. So it's not that they will just charge you for travel. They also want you to like feel guilty that you've traveled.
Yeah. I think they're kidding us all. They're kidding us all. And we have got to take a stand, I think. And everyone needs to do a little bit more research on what's happening and stop burying their head in sand and ignoring it.
Thank you very much.
Boss. Well, thanks for that talk earlier, they did really well.
We sort of like the hang around here because the traffic is so what they can do is when the traffic stops, you can walk out the time. They'll just get straight off as soon as the lights change, you know what I mean? You get it, what competition is it? This looks like whether we can get more traffic, stop it and start.
Rory. Get up your arse.
It doesn't apply to cars. Sheffield Council dreadful clean air. Private cars will be next. Your car will be next. Your car will be
They're morons.
Say no to CAZ tax.
No CAZ tax! You'll be next!
Take a stand and fight back.
No CAZ tax! Vote for the councillors out! Get the councillors out!
Now we've got them. Bring it to the road.
Small businesses.
I'm blocked on both channels.
Yeah. Well, I put on about putting that councillor in the lodge, and then everybody's wrote on her Facebook page, and she's totally ignored it. he said 4 grand.
Say no to the cleaner zone!
Can we speak about what you posted on the
Council
local
tax
council page?
scam!
Oh, I actually asked Councillor
Say no to the
Amy Mann
cleaners, all tax!
to reply to some comments that were made regarding the CAZ zone, and absolutely nothing. No reply, no nothing. And then there's another councillor, Khaled, and he just deletes the comments. I thought councillors are here to answer their constituents' questions.
Very dystopian. Very dystopian, North Korean style.
I'm disgusted, yeah. I'm disgusted with it all. It's taxing working class. And
So-
cars will be next.
Who was that councillor? Sorry? Amy Mount.
Yeah.
And I was on her page, she was
She's got about
supporter of...
150 comments, but she won't answer one of them. Here to represent the people. Are they?
They need sucking. How did you find out about the whole thing, about introduction of CAZ and...
Well, I saw something, I think it was on Facebook, and I'm part of the page for campaigning for against CAZ tax. So, there is somebody in my husband's leader who's a ban. You can't take a cement on a bus or on a bike. Somebody has to have land, and you can't afford an electric vehicle. It's just pointless. So why tax the working man?
That's effectively will be tax for working man, because man and the van tradesmen, they can't afford to upgrade their vehicles, and effectively they will pay, and then they will pass this on consumers, and then again deliveries to town centre will be affected. People already...
Because they've got, if the people who have got cars don't realise that they are going to be next, and they will be taxed whether they like it or not. And we're just trying to get awareness out there that they will be next, and you won't be able to come into this town centre without paying a £10 in tax. But the other question is also, where is the money going to be spent?
And that will also put people off from coming to town centre.
It'll have a massive
actually...
effect on the small businesses, and then they're talking about bringing it's likely to be the double red lines into Abbey Road
Please repeat last thing. Double red line. On which street?
The red route is called, yeah.
So what that means?
It means that when there's double red lines down the side of the road, you can't stop. You can't even park outside and not nip in, come back down. You cannot stop on those red lines.
So like no deliveries for
No
those shops?
no deliveries, no nothing.
Say no to the cleaner tax zone!
Basically everything to affect small business.
Everything to affect small businesses, yeah. It's just wrong.
How do you find the response of people to those protests, to your leaflet?
Some people just enjoy lunatics, but they will realise that eventually we are trying to alert people to what's happening and to how we can hopefully get it. I don't think we'll get it reversed, it was originally designed to increase traffic around the city centre, and it's like the city centre.
And this is pretty nasty tactic they're using, because they're saying, oh, it's just businesses, like the division from start.
They're not helping the small businesses. the larger businesses might be able to absorb these taxes, but
Effectively, this is creating monopoly for large businesses.
what incentive have people got to start a business in Sheffield?
Sheffield, I don't live in Sheffield, I live in Barnsley, which is half an hour. Before they introduced this, I didn't find that town is flourishing, you know what I mean? I didn't find out town compelling, attracting me to come here.
We are doing things in town. There's new bars, there's new this, there's new that. That's all well and good, but if you're not going to get people coming in, and you're not going to offer services that stick to purpose, people are not
Council's chargeable clean over. Private cars will be next.
We can see football fan in the background.
£10 a day to Sheffield. £10 to Sheffield. Say no to Sheffield Council's chargeable clean air zone. Zip it. Private cars will be next.
Hi, can we speak on live? What's your name? Why you're here today?
I'm Wes. I'm a student at Sheffield High. Well, I ain't trying to say shit. But yeah, I'm here because this is a fake climate emergency that they're trying to prop up. They're trying to take everybody's money, steal everybody's money, tax them out of cars, tax them out of like private car ownership, private vehicle ownership, and to try and get people in their smart cities, their smart grid. That's what they're trying to do. They're doing it in Oxford, they're doing it in Canterbury. Right now there's a rally going on in Cambridge as well. So there's a bit of resistance to this whole thing. But yeah, we need to stop this whole smart city thing, because all it's going to bring is more restrictions on people's freedom of movement.
That's the point. If there is infrastructure of surveillance, they can use this to enforce anything.
Yeah, they can enforce anything. They have all their beach. They say in Oxford they're going to have like electronic barriers, and it's going to be linked to your digital ID. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to create a digital ID. They're trying to get everybody's details, all their whereabouts, all their whereabouts. All what they're doing is trying to track and trace everything.
We should perhaps track and trace politicians. They're working for us.
Trace them. How about that? They're hiding away from the people. Every time you see these politicians, they're always hiding away from the public. Why? What have they got to hide?
As you're a student, how's awareness among students? Your colleagues, do they know what's going on? Do they understand?
Since October, I've been up around universities, Sheffield, Manchester, Leeds, parts of like Nottingham, York, Glasgow, whatever. So around students is a bit like apathetic. Like they don't really care. They might not agree to it, but they don't really care enough to fight it. So I'm trying to like stoke up the fire beside them. I'm trying to fight it. The students against tyranny, but we do this every like we do this year. You know what I mean? Students in activism trying to raise awareness about this whole smart grid that they're trying to do.
This is something that will affect them after they finish university with jobs, businesses.
With jobs, nobody's getting jobs no more. They ain't trying to get jobs no more. You know what I mean? They ain't going. They can't afford a car. All these cars that are like acceptable in this new clean air zone is too expensive. How in the fuck we're gonna afford? We can't afford that. You know what I mean? So we're going to be
and
forced
they're still saying they want to ban private car ownership effectively.
Yeah, they're effectively trying to, by stealth, ban us from car ownership, because all of the cars that are within the regulations, they're too expensive. How the fuck can this man on student debt afford that? We can't. So that's the thing. We can't afford the new cars that are acceptable. And all the old things, we're all going to be paying £10, £10. It's not profitable. So essentially they don't want us driving cars. Electric cars are all shit. They're gonna like put a lot of stress on the national grid. So we're all gonna be out of cars. We're gonna be on that little buggies, electric scooters. No.
Great that you came today.
Yeah, man.
It's good to think. If you'd like to be maybe involved more in media, I've been live streaming those protests since 2020, protests against lockdown. If that's something you're interested with.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 3 years. Most people here have been doing this thing for 3 years.
Well done, man.
Alright, cheers, brother.
Thank you.
And it started with the lockdowns. And now they want to climate lockdown us all. This is just the start.
Have you seen a statement by Oxford councillors when they said that this is conspiracy theory? We just want to charge you. We just want to put camera and read your number plates. Restrict the movement 200 times a year.
It's just a conspiracy theory, but they're implementing it. So it's not a conspiracy theory. There's no conspiracy theory when they're putting it into place in Sheffield. Oh, gotcha!
freezing. I don't know about you, but I'm freezing. There's no climate change. If there was, we'd all be wearing bloody sliders and shorts. But it's February, we're all wrapped up in bloody freezing cold. Because there's no climate emergency.
Yeah, that's why they changed this to climate emergency, because it was climate warming and it's
Oh, it was
freezing.
global warming and it's
Global,
actually
yeah.
not warming up.
And then there was an ozone hole.
And we're all meant to be flooded in Manchester. We're meant to be by the sea. I remember being told that at school. And guess what? We're not by the sea in Manchester.
I don't know like you, but I think at least I survived 2 or 3 end of the worlds. 2000, 2010, 2012.
And
all this.
we're still here.
Yeah.
And we're still here and we're not underwater.
How did you find out about this CAZ introduction of charges?
Oh, this? Well, I've just been looking into it. And we went on the Oxford one last week. And then we got chatting to a few people who said this one was happening. And we thought we'd come to Sheffield to support, because this is going to happen everywhere.
So where do you live?
Manchester. All the signs are up already in Manchester. All the bloody surveillance cameras are everywhere. But it's supposed to be...
No, we just put those cameras. We won't use them. We will
Oh, yeah, it's not to me.
just in case.
Honestly, at all, yeah.
Like
You know
in
what
China, 2 cameras for every citizen.
That's very exciting. Digital ID next. And these people ain't got a clue.
No.
They ain't got a clue. They think we're nutters.
But did you notice this when we just when we gathered close to town hall? I don't know this gentleman's name, but he said shouting, being drunk, and don't know what's going on. They don't see tyranny, even if it struck them in the face.
Distracted. It's like this clean air tax thing. They brought it in undercover while everyone's looking at the disappearance of one person. The mainstream media hone in on that. And they fall for it hook, line and sinker, and everyone's talking about a missing person when so many people go missing every single day, and people are just distracted by that. They're distracted by the... I just don't feel like I'm on the same planet as people sometimes. We've got a few more weeks left,
But yeah,
we're all not there.
yeah,
It's alright.
we have to stick together.
Yes, exactly. We know what's coming, and some of these know what's coming. And this is the way forward. The movement needs to move forward with this rather than focusing on the vaccine, because like a lot of people have had the vaccine, most people have had it. And I go on outreaches where we're showing boards of people who've died from the vaccine. People walk past, they don't want to know. That is last year and the year before. This is the next thing. This is the next part of the 21st.
One thing I noticed in Oxford, that same people who came out to protest since 2020, they were still there. So like our troops, they don't change.
This is it. Well, our eyes are open. We're awakened. We know about what the agenda is.
Same people are coming consistently, year in, year out. They're not changing sides. It's like there will be more of us effectively, because more and more people will be affected.
And a lot of people have died. And guess what? The same, like you say, the same faces are out there. We're all still alive.
Literally, those restrictions in movement, they are stopping emergency vehicles. That should be classed as manslaughter.
I've seen that video, yeah, where the ambulance is trying to get through. That's all part of the plan. It's a depopulation plan. We know what it is. It's depopulation, and they want to lock down. They want us like communist China. They want us in our little boxes, in our little rabbit hutches, in our smart cities, restricted, working.
That guy needed to swipe his vaccine passport to get to toilet. So hold on a second. So if you got sniffles, then you got to wet yourself, or how does this work? China.
In China, yeah. I've seen the ones with the metal turntable things where you go through them like a football match, and you've got to show your digital ID, and that's where it's headed in. People just need to wake up to that. We need to keep using cash. We need to not be restricted by these restrictions that they're putting in place, and use our freedom of movement, use our freedom to protest, and yeah, wake people up. He's not awake. He's awake. Anyway, lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They've got to keep it up now more and more, haven't they?
I like your banner. Cash accumulation zone. So this is purely money-making exercise. Unless paying more tax cleans the air. But I didn't came across the
It doesn't magically happen, does it? You pay your money when the air suddenly gets clean, and people are going to have to pay it because you can't afford to get new vehicles. And they know people can't do it. It even says it on their website, on their all the information about this, that they don't expect people to go to different areas. They expect them to carry on using the ring road. So they know people are going to use the road anyway. They know they're not going to get new vehicles. So they know the people are going to get charged. So that's what they want. It's just disgusting.
How did you find the response of people today?
Sorry?
How did you find the response of people?
I think it'd be brilliant. Taxi drivers mainly. All the taxi drivers are with us. They're all honking. And then people in vans, like this guy here, he's going to get charged. They probably don't know about it. It's not being advertised enough. But yeah, taxi drivers have been really, really supportive today.
Any fines? Go on, tell you. Don't pay. Don't pay. Don't pay.
And main thing, I think people are completely unaware what's coming. This is not something that was people are public is not informed. Set off road signs on the roundabout light signs.
They've got no idea. If you come down the parkway, there's nothing. As soon as you come onto the parkway from the motorway, there's no signs at all until you get to the Manor Park turn-off, which is your last exit you can get to before you enter the clean air zone. And there's one sign on the slip road behind a tree that's the first sign that says you'll be entering the clean air zone in a quarter of a mile. And then if you miss that, that's it, you're straight into it. So you don't get a chance to come off unless you want to go into Battleland and queue up in there and lock that car park up. It's not advertised enough, there's not enough signage. It's all been done very quietly. No one got a chance to talk about, do any research into it themselves to...
I listened to that interview by one of councillors when she said, it is what it is. Like,
we are where we are.
Yes, like, what does that mean?
Exactly. And then someone said to her, yeah, but the buses are rubbish. What are people's alternatives? She went, yeah, they are. They're rubbish. Well, if you know they're rubbish, why are you forcing this onto people? Because they've got no alternative. If they do want to use a bus, they've got rubbish buses that they can't use.
Those people are completely detached from reality.
They've got no idea. And like that guy that was chatting this morning, who lives in Callum Island, and he literally cannot, he's got a van, he cannot get out, he can't leave his house without being forced onto the ring road into the clean air zone because they've blocked off all the other roads with hot pots and things. And it's ridiculous, it's just such a kid. I had a car, I've got a van, I had a car, and my car had exactly the same engine as my van does. I got rid of my car because I didn't want to run two vehicles, and now I'm going to get hit with this charge, but if I'd have come in my car that's got the exact same engine, I wouldn't get charged. But I got rid of my car, so I did two vehicles.
I find it very despicable how they say like, oh, it's just businesses. Because if you charge businesses, they will charge you as a customer. Yeah. They will charge everybody because they will increase cost of living.
Yeah. But then it's also people with private vans like me. I don't use it for business. It's my private camper van. I use it for holidays, but it is my daily ride. And people motorhomes as well. So people that are coming into the city for holidays or whatnot, they're not going to know about it. They get charged. That guy going past, they won't know.
Thank you.
Got it off your chin.
Hello. What's your name? Why you're here today?
I'm here because I totally disagree with Sheffield City Council's trying to charge people for a clean air zone. The whole point of having this road here, the inner ring road, is to keep the traffic away from the city centre. And what they're going to do is charge people to use a road which is built to keep the city clean. So if you're over there or on this road here, you're going to have to pay. Who gets rid of the pollution when it happens? No one. It's just the wind. So what they do, put fans up here to blow all the pollution away. It's just a complete scam rip-off. trying to make money for all the losses that they've lost. So the citizens of Sheffield, they should resign in shame, every one of them.
You live in Sheffield?
I live in Sheffield.
Were you consulted?
No.
No.
And another thing is, the money, where's it going to go to? How are they going to make the air cleaner when it's a natural thing? The air is from wind. You cannot get rid of the pollution, no matter where you are. So you're going to get pollution. How do you get rid of it? Paying their money. They're not going to remove it by their money, are they? All they're doing is lining the pockets for a stupid project for the next stage. This is only the beginning of a thing.
Yeah, let's get it!
Going. And this is the thing.
Ramps are going up! Ramps are going up! Ramps are going up!
And
there you go, blame it!
Getting it's like, and what they're going to do is, you're taxing people the wrong way. They could have had a non-chargeable clean air zone, but no, they've gone full in and hitting taxpayers while there's a living crisis going on at the moment. And the council are not fit for purpose and should all resign, and that's my final say on it. It's just a disgrace that people are having to put up with more and more tax burdens when it's unnecessary. It is completely wrong.
And when you hear councillors saying it is what it is, we are where we are, how does this sound?
Well, CAZ is just a money-making scheme by Sheffield City Council. You could have had a non-chargeable clean air zone.
What's non-chargeable clean air zone?
Well, when you're not charging your light to enter the city, you could turn around and say, right then, this for example, the inner ring road, you could say, right, you can use it, but have the same things as the Euro 6 and Euro whatever it is, and for that, not to charge people, but the charging people, the taxi drivers, everyone coming to the city centre. In 5 years' time, there won't be a Sheffield City Centre because people cannot afford to come in, because the charge what they're charging the council is going to be passed on to the consumer, and it's so wrong.
And they are saying, oh, it's just businesses. Like, how despicable is that? Because effectively they will pass cost on consumers, on cost of operating every business.
And every car.
Yes.
How long is it before cars start? December? December 23rd. Right, I've read something that says December 23rd, cars are going to get tight. This road here is to ease the congestion over there, but they're charging us to use the road. Not only that, they are forcing us to get on the inner ring road by putting planters down and everything else. It's all money-making scheme. They are forcing us, they're taking our freedom away from us. And I completely disagree with it. And I will fight this to the end. Not for me, for my grandkids, for my kids, for the future generations. We all want clean air, but they're going about it the wrong way.
Yes.
They shouldn't be charging us. And this is why we're here today. So I totally disagree with it. And that's me. And I'm just a normal Sheffield working bloke. I work there in that building. That's where I work. I work there. I have to pass here every day. Since I've been here, since Christmas, that light there and that light there changed at the same time. Why? So their readings are that, oh, this is a bad zone to be in. Well, if we change the lighting system, the traffic management, look, yellow, see? Simultaneous. That went there before Christmas.
So that is blocking, this is causing congestion.
Yeah, but their readings, this makes their readings say that, oh, it's pollution. Well, if that's moving and that stops, what's going to happen? You're going to get a build-up of pollution, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, they're both on red. It's a joke. Sheffield City Council are a joke. And you all need to resign. In May, vote what out. That's it, pal. That's my take on it. I'm sick of it. Sooner they've gone, the better. For everyone. There's no growth. We're 15, 20 years behind all the major cities. Leeds, Manchester, Liverpool, Newcastle, Nottingham. I don't even shop in Sheffield. I go out at city to shop because I can't get in when they're charging £3 an hour for street parking.
Yes.
Yeah? So you come shopping, come down at 8 in the morning, you go up 4, that's 8 hours, that's £24. In December, when you start charging, that's another tenner. It's like if you're a working man in Sheffield, you work there, right? You do a 10-hour shift. It's costs you £10 to get into the city, £30 to park for a day, £40 times 5 is £200 a week.
For nothing.
For what? For someone polluting air? Nah, it's wrong. You're charging the wrong people and you're going about it the wrong way. It should be a non-chargeable clean air zone. And that's it.
Thank you.
All right, pal. Take care, mate.
Thank you.
Have you gone? All right.
Nice to meet you, mate. Thanks ever so much. I think we're going to make us break. We're not getting up breakfast. Okay, look after yourself. Thanks ever so much, fella. Take care. Nice to meet you.
How did you find today?
It's really interesting. That's the first one I've been to, and I'll probably come to the next one. I only found out about it through Facebook, so I'd like to see it more widely.
Is this affecting you?
It will directly in the future, because I don't pay Sheffield, but I live where people will charge me for coming through Sheffield to provide services to where I live. So it will have a knock-on effect on me in the future. And we need to stop that because it's not the environment. If it was the environment, we wouldn't have cut 3,000 trees down over the last few years in Sheffield. But they've been cutting trees down. So
do you live in Sheffield?
I'm from more Rotherham way. So yeah, and I know I've heard Doncaster's now starting to look at introducing it as well.
Yeah. So what did you say about cutting trees in Sheffield?
The last few years, Sheffield Council cut quite a few trees down, mature trees, to make way, I believe, for 5G, because 5G won't work through dense timber, is from what I understand. I don't know. There could be something in that, and there could be something.
Well, for sure, charging tax will not clean the air.
It won't clean the air. Because when the wind blows, you can stand next to a smoker, but when the wind blows, you can't smell it anymore. It's gone. So it's not going to taking £10 off me every day. It's not going to make the air cleaner.
How do you find people awareness? Do people know what's going on?
It's a slow trickle, and I think if we're giving leaflets out and waking people up, there's quite a few still walking around with the faces in the phone that aren't really bothered. They will be bothered when it affects them. We're too late. We need to know to find out. We'll keep banging the drum.
We got money for placing cameras, but we see people living in tents right there.
Oh yes, yeah. And probably a serviceman as well.
Yeah, so there's no money to accommodate them, but then there's money to install all this surveillance system.
Yeah. Well, it's a means of making more money, isn't it? Controlling us at the end of the day. We're learning to control us from lockdowns. So this is just the next phase. At the end of the day, the planet's got too much of a population. So they need to be controlled.
Right.
Anyway, I'm on my way.
Yes.
Thank you. This has been a long day and I'm getting cold.
Yes.
Nice to meet you. Anyway, will you be at the next one as well?
I'll try my best.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. which he did.
Anyway, it might need some batteries. Yeah. Fine, alright, fantastic, thank you. Alright, you're doing a good job, mate. You're doing a really good job.
We spoke last time.
Can we get up
Yes.
to bus
Yes.
stop so
Yes.
that, because I've got
Yeah, yeah. That's fine.
your equipment as well.
Yes. Okay.
Then at least 3 foot there, can't
Okay.
Right, we're going up to us.
Yeah, cheers, yeah.
We're going to Wetherspoons.
Oh, right, okay. Are you going to Wetherspoons?
Oh, not bad. Are they going to Marketplace?
Hi, Christine. How are you? No. Okay.
There's a market time.
I saw you on YouTube with that lady.
It's Banker's Draft one, but it's probably another one that which is the closest? There might be one up here. In Market's
I do remember briefly, I think.
So we're nearly done. I'm just gonna speak to one of the organizers and
Oh, thank you.
I will just wrap it up. I will close that live stream. I will do a separate video interviewing one of the organizers of protest. Thank you for tuning in today.